what they've done with these starters continues to freaking wow me. Look what Sean Manaea did. And now, okay, Quintana's not a big stuff guy, and he looked like a freaking ace for them. I mean, they've got 5-6 starters in that staff right now that you trust in a big game. Let's start with the New York Metropolitans, Kip. Look at this team go. And they've been good for a long time now. Since June, they've basically been the best team in baseball if you're going off record. This high payroll team that is living up to expectations. The weird thing is expectations were not that high this year, and a lot had to do with the pitching. And of course, Francisco Lindor hit the grand slam of that ballpark's history, and they've celebrated there now for the first time in that ballpark's 16-year history, popping bottles for a postseason clinch. What did you think of that one?
What a fun game. This had to be kind of what Steve Cohen and the other guys had envisioned when they signed Lindor, when they brought in guys like Marte and kept Pete around. Like some of this has to be the way that they're playing. It looks like it's all coming together. You got Diaz back at the end, had the injury last year, so it's really fun. They are playing a fun brand of baseball. They have that whiff of Team of Destiny going on right now, where it's just like the Alonso home run in Milwaukee, the way they ended the season to make it into the playoffs with the last few games versus Atlanta and stuff like that. So they are one of the more exciting teams left, and they certainly are playing that way. And they took down a very good team in Philadelphia who's got to be disappointed.
I mean, did Lonnie Chisenhall get hit before Lindor hit that grand slam? Did he get hit? Did he get hit on the nom?
I think.
Oh wait, no, that was 2017.
True.
In the ALDS.
You're saying, go ahead, explain more, but he's done this before.
Finish your thought.
Yeah, go ahead.
Lonnie Chisenhall, check swing, hit his knob, went to first base to load the bases, didn't review it. Sorry, Webby. Sorry, Brett Weber, didn't review it. Next batter, Francisco Lindor, almost broke Progressive Field. He almost broke Citi Field last night with that grand slam.
Were you catching?
No. El Gary was. Oh. I was in the pen.
Oh, okay. But so you had a good view of it then.
I had a great view of it. And it wasn't my fault, so I can totally deflect. But it was this team, like we're going to talk about the Tigers later because they have a game tonight.
Yeah.
This is not the Tigers. The Mets are not the Tigers. The Tigers, like, this is the team of destiny. Sorry, Mets. It's okay. I'm saying that because the Mets are better than the Tigers. The Mets just beat a really good team, and they never had to scratch the itch of their bullpen that doesn't really throw well. I know Mets fans will say, oh, Diaz, like he was walking guys. Yeah, he had some big misses. Like that was scary in the ninth inning if you're a Mets fan. But if your 3 or 4 bullpen guys are the only ones that ever throw and you never have to get to the – like it's a positive outcome for the Mets if they don't have to get to their weaker end of the bullpen. And their lineup beat for what was for 4/5 of the season one of the best bullpens in the game in the Phillies. This team is not just playing well and they're hot. They are a good team, and they are solid up and down this lineup.
They're believing.
Yeah, and Kip, they're beating up good relievers, too. I mean, they got to Raisel Iglesias, right, back with the Braves during that doubleheader day to secure a playoff spot. Their season doesn't happen without that Pete Alonso homer against Devin Williams, right? And that is a very unlikely result on a matchup. And then you've got Game 1, where Wheeler dominates and they get to 2 all-star relievers. I mean, it just keeps adding up here, right? Yesterday, I'm in the group chat with the friends and the fam, and they're like, this is such a game that we lose. Ranger Suarez is letting dudes on. I think at one point through the first, 2 innings, he doesn't give up a run after 4 hits and 2 walks, which had never happened in a playoff game. I mean, it was all adding up where they weren't capitalizing because, I mean, they were putting traffic on all over, and they couldn't score a damn run. But they have these late surges. They don't give a crap about relievers.
No, and they've been doing it, like you said, against some really good ones too. I mean, just even the Lindor swing right there was 99, almost like middle away. And it's just they look like they have their approaches down. They look like they're confident in what they're trying to do. Their team approach, they're all bought into it. It looks really like a fun dugout right now. And it's what a difference a year can make, right? Because everybody remembers year ago when we were talking, or whenever it was, where it's like nobody was stepping up to lead, and I had that comments with Lindor and whoever it came out where it's like you're gonna get told you're playing bad if you're losing and not showing up and nobody's stepping up. The flip side is you're going to get your flowers when you start playing like this. And Lindor looks like he's stepping up, being the leader that they expected him to be. He's playing awesome. And I loved how calm and like collected he ran around the bases too. Like it wasn't normally I would have been shouting and jumping up and down if I had a moment like that. I mean, absolutely. The moment of it was huge. And he was just a cool cat running around those bases. So you might get a little few comments when you're not playing well, but the good thing is you get your flowers when you're playing great, and he's leading that team right now, and they're going to get a few days to rest here, and they are exciting bunch right now. So it's fun baseball games. They've been playing in a lot. They've been one of the more fun teams to follow throughout all of this.
Hey, FT fam, it's Alana Rizzo. I can't stop talking about Vuori. Vuori is perfect if you are sick and tired of traditional old workout gear. I wear Vuori in all settings, not just in the gym, because honestly, it's comfier than whatever you're currently wearing. No joke. I'm wearing Vuori daily leggings right now. They're high-waisted with the drawstring and cupped ankles. They look good and they feel great. You're going to love them. Vuori is an investment in your happiness. For our listeners, they are offering 20% off your first purchase. Get yourself some of the most comfortable and versatile clothing on the planet at vuori.com/foul. That's VUORI.com/foul. Not only will you receive 20% off your first purchase, but enjoy free shipping on any U.S. orders over $75 and free returns. Go to vuori.com/foul and discover the versatility of Vuori clothing.
I want to cap it with the facet of the team that I continue to be wowed with, and that's the starting pitching. I mean, look at their starting staff. And they added in the offseason, right? They added Sean Manaea, they added Luis Severino, and you're like, okay, that's cute. They're doing that just so that they can be competitive during their transition year, which is what they told Verlander and Scherzer last year when they traded him away. Remember, Kratz, last year, they talked Verlander and Scherzer into waiving their no-trade clause so that they could sell them away and get some prospects. And I questioned it. I was like, are they really not trying to compete next year? Well, they're competing because now they're in the NLCS. So they did talk those guys into leaving, but what they've done with these starters continues to freaking wow me. I mean, the Phillies are supposed to be good against left-handed pitching. Look what Sean Manaea did. And now, okay, Quintana's not a big stuff guy, and he looked like a freaking ace for them. I mean, they've got 5-6 starters in that staff right now that you trust in a big game.
I'm not even going to either of those two guys. David Peterson owned the Phillies. When he came in, that was his Madison Bumgarner moment of 2014. Like, Phillies were not going to touch him. He has owned the Phillies. And if you go up and look at his numbers since he was called up from AAA, not from the whole season, from AAA, he has been a huge piece to this team. A huge piece. So awesome for him because he was kind of cast off when they go out and get Verlander and Scherzer. Hey, we're going to be here. You're going to be there. Nope, sorry, you're in AAA. You didn't do well in your few starts. He has been that guy when you talk about depth. He has been that depth guy for them because the signings were Manaea, his arm changed then, and Severino, will he stay healthy? Oh, he has. That's unbelievable. Senga's down. David Peterson has really brought that team together. I love how their starters are all together, the eye black and everything on start day. Love it.
Last thing, and then I want to also promote, I'll do it right now, Metsed Up, the podcast. Obviously, if you want to check out that show, part of the FT network, this is a good time for it. Those guys are freaking out and give you really good in-depth analysis on what's going on with the Mets. They cover the team every year, every game. They've watched every single inning all year long. So check out that pod, give it a little QR code smash here on YouTube or wherever you listen to your pods. And Jeff McNeil is likely going to be on the roster for the next round, or at least that's what they're saying. So, he's been out for a minute and he's working his way back. I think he's got rehab games this weekend in the Arizona Fall League. And that's a nice little contact bat to add to the mix for the team, who was hitting well in the second half too. He wasn't hitting, for a good chunk of last year, first half of this year. And then he switched some things up and putting a little lift on the baseball, hitting the ball harder, and it was working for him.
Hey everybody, be sure to like and subscribe for more content.
We're back here every weekday, all year long, so do not miss an episode.
The videos are coming in all day. Here's another video you might enjoy.
Baseball the way it should be covered.